And over just to the right there, we get there. What is that? I think that's a tomato. Also, tomato would be a fruit. Anyway, those are men and their fruits and vegetables and fungus. This item appeared in the Humansville Star Leader, also from Missouri. It's called At Home. It's also a column. Says Lola Boswell writes, Floyd Stiles escaped the heat by boarding a bus and heading for the mountains and lakes of Idaho and Wyoming, leaving Zola to water the tomatoes and to do whatever might become necessary on the farm. He was gone for 3 weeks. Visiting old friends and cousins is not complete for country boys without some nightlife, and Floyd had it. They went to Jackson, Wyoming to hear Rusty Draper, who hasn't, and to see the famous bar inlaid with more than 1,200 honest-to-goodness silver dollars. And then parentheses here, there's more to the story than what is reported. Well, we're going to call Floyd and find out just exactly what there is to this story. Let's see here. I've got to be very careful. Last week we got a wrong number and a lawsuit resulted. We're calling Floyd Stiles in Collins, Missouri. He took the trip to Idaho and apparently he left Zola. I'm guessing Zola is his wife. Well, we'll find out. There may be more to that, too, than meets the eye. Oh, heavens. What an annoying ring that is.
Hello.
Hello, Floyd?
Yeah.
Floyd, this is Dave Letterman calling from New York City. How are you this morning, Floyd?
Oh, I'm better.
But better than what? Something awful happened?
Oh, we got some rain here.
Oh, is it raining there now, huh?
Yeah.
What time is it there in Collins, Missouri?
Well, it's 10 after 9.
And where would Collins, Missouri be located?
Well, it's between Kansas City and Springfield.
Now, according to this story about your trip to Wyoming, by the way, is Zola your wife?
Yes.
Just left her home and took off, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, okay. It says here in parentheses that there's more to the story than what is reported. Exactly what more is there, Floyd?
Well, might not do to tell you on the air.
I understand you went to hear Rusty Draper sing.
Oh, yeah, wonderful, wonderful show.
What kind of music does Rusty sing?
Well, all types of Western.
Uh-huh.
I guess it was good enough that we stayed through 2 shows.
Well, you can't ask for a better recommendation. Now, according to the article here, you bought one of his albums. Is that correct?
No, I aimed to, but she misunderstood and didn't understand me on that, and I didn't get one. I'm sorry I didn't.
Hard to believe she could have misunderstood you, Floyd. Now, let me. So you can't play us the album. Is that correct?
I don't have that, but I might play you something else.
Okay. What else do you have there, Floyd?
How about Mitch Miller?
Okay, let's hear a little Mitch Miller if we can.
Okay.
Floyd Stiles, ladies and gentlemen, from Collins, Missouri, playing Mitch Miller. Probably playing it in the basement.
You hear it?
No, I can't hear it, Floyd.
Did you hear that?
No, once more. Let's try it once more. Now we can hear it. Thank you very much, Floyd. We appreciate it. Floyd Stiles, ladies and gentlemen, from Collins, Missouri. Coming up next, Mickey Gilley will be here. Here's kind of a nutritional breakthrough. This is from Hartsville, South Carolina, the Hartsville Messenger. And take a look at this. This probably stunned a lot of you. Don't omit foods from diet. Yes, sir. Think twice about that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we have just a second here. We want to call Floyd Stiles. Now, you may not remember Floyd Stiles. We phoned him a couple of weeks ago, and it was reported here in their newspaper that we had invited Floyd to come to New York, all expenses paid. Guess again, Floyd. But since it was in the newspaper there in Collins, Missouri, and since Floyd was such a great guy, we're going to invite him to come to New York City, and we're going to have Floyd Stiles Day here on the David Letterman Show. See if Floyd can make it. Collins, Missouri. Anyone ever been to Collins, Missouri? Once. Anybody know what the area code in Collins would be? 417. Floyd Stiles. His wife is Zola Mae Stiles.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Floyd, this is David Letterman. I can't hear out of the phone here. I'm sorry, Floyd. Can you speak up just a little bit?
Okay.
Oh, there. That's great. Floyd, listen, we'd like for you to come to New York City. Can you do that?
Oh, boy, I'm ready to go.
Okay. I know you got a real crowded schedule, but if you could fit it in, Floyd, when would be convenient for you to come? How about Friday, October 10th?
Anytime.
Okay, fine. We'll be getting to you for all the arrangements. What would you like to do while you're in New York City, Floyd?
Well, I don't really know. I've never been there, but I want to look it over.
Okay, Floyd, it'll be here, and you can look all you want. We'll be calling you the next day to set this up. Thank you very much, Floyd.
Thank you, David.
How's Zola?
Oh, she's fine.
Are you going to bring her?
Oh, I guess I'll have to.
Thank you very much, Floyd. We'll talk to you. Floyd Stiles, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Martin will be here right after this.
It's Floyd Stiles Day on the David Letterman Show live with Edwin Newman and the NBC News and Frank Owens of the David Letterman Symphony Orchestra, plus David's guests, Floyd Stiles, Ray Linnen, the man who cheats death, a special surprise musical guest, and letters from viewers. And now, a man who is presently being investigated by Geraldo Rivera, David Letterman!
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Today is Friday, October the 10th. You know, for those of you looking in from around the country, let me just say a word here about New York City. It's a hard-nosed, pretty sophisticated town, but this morning, the people of New York are falling all over themselves. Why? Because today, Friday, October 10th, 1980, is Floyd Stiles Day. Just a word about business activities. The stock market is closed. The banks are closed, and I guess most of the federal agencies are open. But who is Floyd Stiles? Let me tell you how we came to know Floyd Stiles. I have here a copy of an article that was in the Humansville Ledger. The date was August 7th. It's a column written by Lola Boswell, and it concerns Floyd Stiles' vacation. Floyd Stiles escaped from the heat by boarding a bus. It had been quite hot in Collins, Missouri, and he went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming to see Rusty Draper, a famous country western star, perform. Down at the end of the article it says, "There's more to the story than what is reported here." Well, when we read this, we decided that on our edition of Small Town News, we would call Floyd and find out if there was more. As it turns out, there wasn't. But later, in the Thursday, September 4th issue of the Humansville Star-Ledger, we saw this, a picture of Floyd on the front page, talking to someone on the phone. Floyd had become, at this point, Floyd had become a celebrity of sorts at this point, and we noticed a little item in the column here. It said, Stiles said Letterman told him the network will fly him and his wife to New York City for a wonderful weekend. Well, you know, we really didn't, but Floyd had been so nice, and everyone we have met through Small Town News has been so nice that we thought, what the heck? Floyd's a great guy. Collins, Missouri is a great town, and we appreciate all of the cooperation we've had from people all over the United States. So kind of as a tribute and a salute to small town news and people everywhere in small towns, let's bring Floyd in. And we've done just that. Moments ago, we videotaped Floyd's arrival, his first time ever in New York City. He arrived at the RCA building down on 6th Avenue. Take a look. There's the limo, and this would be, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Floyd Stiles. There they are. And I think you get an idea from that tape the kind of electricity that was on the street earlier this morning. Is Floyd in the building? Are we about ready to bring him out? Okay, in just a couple of seconds, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be meeting the man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the man for whom Floyd Stiles Day is named and held, Floyd Stiles. What do you think? Are you having fun so far?
Certainly.
Yeah? This is your first time in New York City?
Yes, sir.
You enjoying it?
Fine.
Is it a little different than Collins?
Oh, yeah.
What would be one difference that you've noticed right offhand here?
Oh, it's so huge.
Yeah? How big a city is Collins? We saw there it's what, about
150.
Yeah? And a lot of friends wishing you well back in Missouri?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah? All excited for you, becoming kind of a celebrity here?
It was when I left.
Yeah. Do you have any plans for what you're going to do this weekend here in New York?
Well, not for certain. I'm going to take a nice boat ride, I hope.
Oh yeah, where are you going?
Oh, around Manhattan.
Oh, that's a nice. It goes all around the island. You get to see a lovely view of that.
Probably going to go up high in some of these little buildings.
What's the highest? What's the tallest building they have in Collins?
Oh, maybe 2 stories.
Yeah. I want to again thank you very much for being here and letting us have Floyd Stiles Day. We have kind of a surprise musical guest for you a little bit later on in the show. I tell you what, Floyd, we're gonna take you up there. We've got a special place for you next to the First Lady of Floyd Stiles Day, Zola Mae, and our lovely Kim Carney will act as your hostess. Come on up here, Floyd. Kim, did you meet Floyd? Kim Carney, Floyd? Have a seat there. Go ahead and sit down. Now we have office there. Now, all you have to do, Floyd, is relax, and you and Zola Mae, anything we can get for you folks. Now, we're going to go ahead and do the show, and if you have a question, we have a microphone. If you have something you'd like to add to the conversation, anything you want to do, Floyd, it's your day. Just relax and enjoy yourself. Let me tell you who's on the show. Edwin Newman will be here. And a gentleman who cheats death, Ray Linnen. And I mentioned a surprise musical guest for you, Floyd. We're going to take a look at viewer mail And, well, we're going to have plenty of fun. Today is Floyd Stiles, ladies and gentlemen. Floyd Stiles Day. Good morning, and I hope you're having a happy Floyd Stiles Day wherever you may be watching from this morning. You know, this time of year everyone's talking about baseball, yet Ed Newman has discovered that the people who are talking about our national pastime really don't speak English. Welcome, please, Edwin Newman. I want to just take a second to have you say hello to Mr. Stiles.
Mr. Stiles, how do you do?
How are you? Boy, the Yankees got dumped again last night, huh?
They got dumped again. You do it, too. They didn't lose. They got dumped.
Oh, that's right. That's, yeah.
Were they nosed out?
It's always
Were they smothered?
Why is that? Baseball announcers don't speak English, do they?
Well, there's always been a tradition, I think, among sports writers, which spread to sports broadcasters, that when you cover sports, you do it in a colorful way. And you try to avoid cliches, and in so doing, of course, you create new ones. And this is common in all sports writing. It's said that there are two schools of sports writing. One is the RG, or the OG school, and the other is the R-Nuts school. And each produces its style of writing.
Can you have examples of both schools there?
Well, OG would be you'd write in a rather awesome way. Holmes's right whistled through the night and landed on Ali's unprotected jaw.
The Sultan of SWAT. That would be an OG.
And the R-Nuts would be a suggestion that perhaps Ali's purse should have been held up because he didn't fight.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What about the ones that we hear all the time, the stereotypical baseball?
Well, let's see. Instead of stealing second base, let's say, it's too easy to say he stole second base. You have to say he pilfered the middle hassock.
I think we have pictures here. Maybe this is a better way to do that. Let's take a look at these pictures, Ed, and you tell us, what's this guy doing?
That is Reggie Jackson swinging a potent bat.
Yeah, yeah.
And possibly depositing the ball in the distant seats. Or hitting a home run.
Yeah, okay. This is another action photo. What would these guys be doing? Johnny Bench there?
Well, the runner is stealing home, I think, but it's more common, as I was saying earlier, to steal second or to pilfer the middle hassock. Now, when you score a run, you don't, a good broadcaster or sports writer doesn't say the man scored a run. He says he dented the plate.
Dented the plate, yeah.
But clearly this man is not denting the plate. He is fingering the plate.
Fingering the plate, all right.
And he is sliding under Bench's desperate tag attempt as well.
Okay, what do we got here?
That is somebody who is getting good wood on the ball. You could not have sports broadcasting without the word good, or without pretty good, the phrase pretty good, as in he has good power, he has good speed, which is better than having bad speed. He runs pretty good. It's raining pretty good. That's you have to postpone a game when it's raining pretty good, or as they prefer to say, postpone it temporarily.
This guy is, but he's getting pretty good.
I think he's getting pretty good wood on the ball.
All right, let's see here. Oh, now this one, I don't know if do we have anything for this?
Well, Bert Blyleven, who is a fastball pitcher, but he wouldn't be called a fastball pitcher now. It would be said that he was tough velocity-wise.
Bert Blyleven, tough velocity-wise. On that note, we'll pause commercial-wise, but we'll be back to continue talking with Ed Newman. was Floyd Stiles and his lovely wife, Zola Mae Stiles, from Missouri, and we're celebrating their appearance here this morning. Ed Newman is also here, and we're talking about the Autumn Classic.
The annual Fall Classic.
No, the Fall Classic.
Annual Fall Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these folks...
the World Series.
What would be transpiring here, Ed?
Well, I don't know how to put that into sports writers' jargon, but what is happening there is that evidently the home, possibly the home, I imagine the home team has won, and these are just normal red-blooded Americans seizing the opportunity to beat up some people, tear up the turf, and generally commit vandalism.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty exciting stuff there. What about statistics? Baseball is a statistic-laden sport anyway.
You will notice in the playoff broadcast, and still more in the World Series or annual Fall Classic broadcast, the statistics are supered on the screen when a particular player comes up, and you will see had a 698 average in driving in runners from third base with less than 2 out. Hit 16 vicious foul balls during spring training. Picked threw wild to first more often than any other left-handed pitcher of Serbo-Croatian descent while trying to pick a runner off.
Yeah.
Spits more often on camera before grounding into a short to second to first double play.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how often baseball players spit?
Yes, it's incessantly.
I have written about this, and I have a theory about it.
Why is it? Now, newscasters as a whole don't spit much, do they?
Not on camera.
Not on camera, yeah.
Baseball players spit only on camera. And I think there's an arrangement. NBC joins in this arrangement. As soon as a player is on camera, he is signaled. Okay, go ahead.
Unload one.
And you would think that by the end of the game, especially on that artificial turf, which is not absorbent, that they'd be ankle deep.
Yeah.
You wonder how they get down to first base.
Yeah, it's not a pretty notion at all.
No, but actually that's a statistic that ought to be there.
Yeah.
5 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 3,000 spits.
I like it when they include the family, like he's the son of a, and then there's a statistic there.
Yes, well, I'm indebted to a colleague of mine, Alan Moen of NBC News, for a statistic which is father had higher sales figures than any other used furniture dealer in the Cleveland area over a 3-month period. Fellows up there at bat, if you learn about his father,
that's the kind of
furniture dealer.
That is the kind of stuff that gets you in the Hall of Fame, though.
It does.
Yeah. We're going to hear from you later with some news on Floyd Stiles Day.
Yes, on Floyd Stiles Day. We may even mention Floyd Stiles Day as part of the news. Think we should?
Yeah. Floyd, do you have any questions before Ed leaves? Anything?
No, I don't believe so.
Don't believe so?
Gets to the point, doesn't he?
Yes, he certainly does. Okay, thank you very much. Ed Newman, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with our surprise musical guest. Good morning and welcome back to the show. I want to read to you again from the Humansville Star-Ledger, Thursday, August 7th, concerning Floyd's trip to Jackson Hole. They went to Jackson, Wyoming to hear Rusty Draper and to see the famous bar inlaid with more than 1,200 honest-to-goodness silver dollars. Floyd had such a good time that he sat through 2 shows and he bought a record. Turns out you didn't really buy a record, though, did you, Floyd?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Nonetheless, my next guest is Floyd Stiles' favorite singer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rusty Draper. Thank you for being here. You and Floyd have something in common.
We certainly do,
And
whether Floyd knows that or not.
Yeah, you're from Missouri also?
Missouri, too.
Where about in Missouri?
Clay, Missouri, and it's smaller than Collins.
Collins is 150. Do you know where Clay is, Floyd?
No, I don't.
Nobody does. It's too small. It's 8 miles east of Kirksville. You know where that is?
Right.
8 miles. He knows where Kirksville is.
Kirksville is, but not Clay.
Well, that's the big city.
Do you ever remember Floyd from Jackson Hole, the bar up there?
I wish I could honestly say that I do, but I don't.
Okay. Now, where were you
But
performing?
I love Floyd because he got me on national television.
to have a show right here at NBC, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I had a show at Burbank, really, on NBC. I was in New York here on this network with Ray Bolger.
Who did you do your TV show
Thank you,
with?
Mom. You mean the one in Hollywood?
Yeah.
In Burbank? We say Hollywood, but it's really Burbank. Roy Clark was on the show. Molly B, the little gal, country western gal. And a lot of guests, good guests.
I'm real glad you're here. Let me, Floyd, do you have a favorite song you'd like Rusty to do this morning?
Not in particular, any of them.
That's good, Floyd, because he only rehearsed one. So, what are you going to sing now, Rusty?
Well, I want to sing Nightlife, but can I dedicate it to the guy who let me off so I could be here?
Absolutely.
Ed Armstrong at Trails End in Olympia, Washington. It's
Good
a big
enough.
country and western play.
Rusty Draper, ladies and gentlemen.
When the evening sun goes down, you will find me hanging round. Whoa, the nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Many people just like me, dreaming of old used to be. Whoa, the nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Well, now listen to the blues that they're playing. Yeah, listen to what the blues are saying. Life is just another scene from this old world of broken dreams. Oh, the nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Oh, the nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Oh,
The man who cheats death, Ray Linnen, plus more of Floyd Stiles Day. Good morning and welcome to the show. If you're just joining us, you've missed a half hour of fun, more fun than humans should be allowed to have. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is Floyd Stiles Day, and while I do something, while I do this next little thing, I want you to call all your friends and encourage them to watch, because if they have missed the half hour, they're just stupid. That's it. There's no excuse. What a day this is. What excitement. Let me tell you about more excitement. The moment you've all been waiting for. On Monday, October 13th, we will be announcing the winner of the Why the David Letterman Show Should Originate from My Home contest. That's Monday, October 13th. We have selected a winner, and we'll be making that announcement on Monday. A lot of people think this is a cheap thing here, but Remember, the television set that the winner gets has AccuFilter. Personally, I won't watch a set if it doesn't have AccuFilter. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, Friday, if you've ever seen this program before, you know it's the day that we take a look at all of our viewer mail that has accumulated from the past week. Once again, let me assure you that this is all mail from real people. And letter number 1 comes to us from Paul Stringer, Scotia, New York. I'm just guessing at that pronunciation. He writes, I saw your show the other day when you did the bit about foods that didn't make it, and I must say I was surprised. What do you mean pork yogurt never made it? When we go on picnics, we bring plenty of homemade pork yogurt. We also make sardine, veal, and anchovy yogurt. Sorry you had to hear that, Floyd. Letter number 2 comes to us. Letter number 2 comes to us from Ed Borden, age 13, Huntington Beach, California. In regards to Rich Hall's nudie show, I thought it was rather revolting. And I guess a guy from Huntington Beach should know revolting. It's a lovely town, I'm just kidding there. Letter number 3 comes to us from Brendan Hickey. I am 14 years old, and my name is Brendan Hickey. Sounds like a poem, doesn't it? I can say any word backwards, and I can carry on a conversation with you backwards. You could give me names and words, and I could say them right back to you backwards. Gee, what an annoying kid. Here, Brendan, see if you can read this, huh? There you go. Just kidding. We're just kidding. Just a joke, Brendan. Letter number 4. Elliot Tobias writes from Franklin Square, New York. The other day when Frank Owens played Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, he kept wiggling his mouth around. Does this help him keep time with the music? Does it really, Frank? Okay, well, let's take a look and see just what it is Frank's doing with his mouth when he plays Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. And finally, letter number 5 comes from Leona Bourgoin. Excuse me, I don't know. It's a Bourgoin. It's a French name, Bourgoin, perhaps. Houghton, Maine. I have never seen anyone on a 1-hour show drink so much coffee. Tell me, do you take advantage of the commercial to go to the men's room? You're absolutely right, I do. I'll be right back. Take over, Floyd. Frank Owens, ladies and gentlemen, and the Floyd Stiles Symphony Orchestra. Thank you, gentlemen. You know, you've often heard about someone having a narrow escape with death. My next guest did not escape death just once. He escaped it 22 times. Please welcome Ray Linnen. Being here this morning. Ray, say hello to Floyd Stiles, if you will.
Floyd, how are you? Hello there. I was surprised. I thought he was going to get off that bus. I sure did.
No, Floyd, we flew Floyd up in a plane and limoed him over. Is this on the level you've nearly been killed how many times? 22?
Well, at least 22. Probably more if I wanted to count them, but who counts?
When did it occur to you that maybe something was going on?
Well, I was flying back from Oklahoma City after an oil trip, and a man was sitting next door to me. He got a little nervous, and so he thought the plane might crash, and so I told him he didn't need to worry because when I was on planes, they didn't crash. It's when I wasn't on them, they went down.
I see. Have you missed some planes that later had problems?
There was a man on the a man was talking behind me, he was right behind me, newspaper, and he picked the story up. And then he told it to a friend of, turned out to be a good friend of mine, and they came out and interviewed me, and then they went on through this.
Yeah. Let's start from the beginning. What was the first one that you remember?
Well, the first one I remember when I was about 8 years old and walking with my paper route in Arkansas City and come up at the street corner, and I stopped and paused, and while I was standing there, a car come around the corner and crashed into the telephone pole where I pick up my papers, and bodies going everywhere. I guess it killed 3 or 4 people.
Now, how far were you from that?
Oh, probably about as far as from here to Mr. Stiles.
So, theoretically, had you left a few seconds earlier, you would have been there when it...
Well, I should have been over there picking up my papers. I shouldn't have been standing there waiting.
Oh, I see. So, just something diverted you from where you could have been hurt.
I suppose you might say that, yes.
Now, this was when you were 8. When did it happen again?
Well, the next recollection I have is when I had my job at the refinery as a chemist, and I was going to go into a new profession, and my dad didn't want me to leave. It was right during the Depression, but I just decided I wanted to change professions. And I worked the midnight shift, and the man came in to relieve me early, and he took my place, and shortly after that, the boiler blew up and killed him.
Now, that was number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2. What about, you're in the oil business now. Have you had any problems?
Well, a few. I had the rig. I was on the rig, was drilling our discovery well, and got a phone call and had to leave the rig floor. And I told the boys not to smoke or anything. We might hit a gas pocket, but you know how people do when the boss is not around. And as I left, and when I came back, well, there was my rig. It blown up, it ignited, and hit a gas pocket, and destroyed the rig.
Several people injured?
Well, most of them, like good workers, while the boss was gone, they weren't on the floor. They were all out in back of the doghouse smoking.
Oh, so that saved them. How about weather-related accidents? So you had a couple of those, huh?
Well, tornadoes. When my wife and I were going to Colorado, we were going through a small town there, and we could see a bridge ahead of us, so we decided we'd pull across the bridge and stop. And then the skies opened, and we couldn't see anything. We heard a lot of noise, but so when it let up a little bit, we decided we'd better go on. So we drove on the next morning, and then we saw the Denver papers where the tornado had flattened that town, and the flash flood had washed out the bridge we were sitting right by. Then I had another one in Udall where we'd been 6 days out in the field, and the 7th day we finished early, about 9:30, so I decided I'd drive on home and surprise the wife by coming home early. So I came through a little town of Udall, and the little ice cream parlor there. We always stop and have ice cream, about 5 till 10. So I thought, well, I see the clouds behind me, so I thought, well, instead of stopping for ice cream tonight, I'll just go on. So as I sat under the bridge at Wichita, hearing the storm coming down, and John Froome saying it didn't look like we might have a chance of rain, well, I saw the ambulances going by. I didn't think anything about it, but the next morning, well, I saw that the town of Udall had been wiped out, and the ice cream parlor, and everybody in the ice cream parlor had been killed, and this happened at 10:02.
Now, Ray, when was the most recent one of these deals?
Well, the other day, as after I talked to you, there was a friend of mine had lost her husband across the street, and about 4:15, when I started back out, I had to take some equipment over to a little house of iron we have over at Augusta that I'm in a venture with, and so I looked across the street, and her grass is about knee-high, and I thought, well, that's kind of pathetic, so told him I was coming, but I said, I'll just cut her grass, so I just got my car parked and drove back in and cut her grass, finished up about 4:30, and about 4:40, while here comes a phone call. It's my partner over, and he says, Ray, where were you? And I said, well, I don't know. Why? And he said, well, I just wanted you to know that a tornado's come through here, and he's blown 2 big pieces of steel right where you would be parked. It's taken out our top off the truck. It's taken down the fences. It's ruined our greenhouse, and we just wanted to know why you wasn't here. If you'd been here, it probably wouldn't have happened.
Oh, yeah. Now, if this stuff had happened to me, say any 2 of your 22, if those had happened to me in the same decade, I'm spending the rest of my life in the basement, you know? Has it changed your attitude about walking around?
Oh, my, no. If they hadn't have did the article, I wouldn't have even thought any more about it.
So it really never even occurred to you? You thought everybody walked around like this?
Well, not so much that, but I believe that life's kind of funny. Death's only a continuation of life, and you don't worry too much about it.
Yeah, but Ray, this is like a Roadrunner cartoon here. Now, you must know by now that doesn't happen to everybody. We talked around the office yesterday, and maybe one person out of a handful said that he maybe one time had a close call.
Well, I've become quite aware of the fact that people do lead pretty charmed lives, and I think in most of them, especially in the ones in the cars, I think that you have experiences and you don't realize why, but you don't stop thinking about it. If a person go around every day looking for something to happen to him, why, I think you would never get anywhere.
Yeah. Has it made you, I know you're a religious person, but has it made you more so, or?
Oh, no, I don't think it'll change my attitudes. I think I have something to do. I think I worked with the church. I've taught Sunday school for 35 years, and I had a big oil office, 245 wells. I'm plenty busy, but I don't have time to sit around and wait.
Has there been any one of these experiences that really moved you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I think of the one in the Wichita U, the plane crashes, the various ones. I had three.
Tell me about that one.
I've had three of them. One where
Three plane crashes that
yes,
you've...
One where I didn't get on, where I had the seats. One where I tried to get a seat and didn't get on, and one where I got a seat and was on. And the one we were forming a little group of men to buy charter planes. It looked like it'd be a profitable situation, so we'd had everything lined up to the point of where I was supposed to put my name down as everything was okay, but I didn't quite feel right about the pilots, and so I backed out, and naturally when I backed out, my partners did, and another group come in and grabbed this particular program and put it together and finished up. And on the maiden flight, the plane that I had the 5 seats on, which I would have had my wife and my daughter and my son-in-law and myself, why, that plane crashed in the mountains, killed 35 people. Now, the other plane went down, too, and now on the other plane, why, I was running from Los Angeles, and I was running like mad to make connection with this plane, and I missed it. So I just took the next plane and went on to Denver and come on back to Wichita. And then I saw 2 weeks later that plane I'd missed crossing the mountains with 85 people.
Oh, brother. This was a fascinating tale. I want to thank you very much for being here. And needless to say,
I've enjoyed
be
it.
careful, Ray. Ray Linnen, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Linnen. Just unbelievable looking. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Today's October 10th, Floyd Stiles Day here in New York City, and now it's time for Ed Newman with our NBC News Update of the Morning. Good morning, Ed. Again, good morning.
Morning again, David. Iran this afternoon goes before the General Assembly of the United Nations to talk about the war with Iraq. Advance word is that Iran will not discuss the hostages. Today, Libya declared its support for Iran. Libya's leader, Muammar Gaddafi, said it was the Islamic duty of all Arab states to do that. In the fighting, Iran says it has stopped Iraqi forces along a 400-mile front. North Korea's Communist Party holds its first national convention today in 10 years. North Korea's President Kim Il-sung is expected to recommend that his son be designated his successor. There's no word on when Kim Il-sung will step down. 2 Americans and a Frenchman have won the 1980 Nobel Prize for Medicine. They've won it for their research into tissue and kidney transplants. They are Baruch Benacerraf of Harvard, George Snell of the Jackson Laboratory in Bar Harbor, Maine, and Jean Doucet of the University of Paris. They'll share a cash award of $211,000. Larry Layton, who helped the Reverend Jim Jones run the People's Temple in Guyana, was to return to the United States today. He was to return to face criminal charges in the murder and suicide of 900 People's Temple members. But Guyana says that Layton must stay put until he pays $37,000 to lawyers who have been defending him there. Economic analysts for 20 large corporations say the recession has bottomed out, but that the recovery will be slow and that inflation will continue. President Carter is in Tallahassee, Florida today. He'll sign a refugee aid bill there. Then he'll go to St. Petersburg and back to Washington. Ronald Reagan campaigns in Tampa, Florida and Columbia, South Carolina, and goes from there to California. John Anderson is in New York City. And so, David, is Floyd Stiles.
Oh, great. Thank you very much, Ed. And I want to take a moment here to remind people that the big event that we've been waiting for, on Monday, October 13th, we will be announcing the winner of the Why the David Letterman Show Should Originate From My Home contest, so stay tuned. Did you enter that contest, Floyd? Okay, sorry. Floyd, of course, Zola Mae. Are you having a good time, Zola Mae?
Great time.
Oh, terrific. In a couple of minutes now, Floyd, you and I are going to go down onto the sidewalk, and we're going to greet some of the people in the city of New York, and you'll find out how friendly these people can be. So, might want to keep your wallet pocket buttoned when we go down there. And Zola, you have something there?
Yes, I do have.
Oh, great. I'm so excited. This is for us here at the show?
This is for you. And our son-in-law sent this to you. He had it made up.
Well, let me see that.
Sure, and look in the back.
Okay, let's see what we have here. And your son-in-law, what is his name?
Jim Smith.
Jim Smith, where does he live?
Clinton.
Clinton?
Clinton, Missouri.
Oh, terrific. And this is a Floyd Stiles Day on David Letterman show. Who is Floyd Stiles, and where the hell is Collins, Missouri? That's very nice. That's very nice. And what is this?
Also, he sent you a paperweight with the Susan Anthony.
Oh, that's very nice. A paperweight and a T-shirt. I want to thank you and your son-in-law very, very much for doing that. We have T-shirts here. Everybody on the staff is wearing a Floyd Stiles Day T-shirt. You'll get a couple of T-shirts.
Here's the box.
Oh, the box. Thank you very much, Zola. Floyd, before we go down there, is there anything you want to do or anything you'd like to add?
I
Or
show you this
Oh.
picture that they
Oh, I'm
have
sorry.
in their yard.
Okay, let's see this. Here's the picture. Right there is the picture, and there you are. This is in...
Clinton, Missouri,
Clinton,
in their
Missouri.
yard.
Okay, I don't know if we can see that, but it's a sign that says, Friday, 9 a.m., Floyd Stiles Day on the David Letterman Show. That's terrific. All right, Floyd, let's go down and meet the folks on the streets of New York. We'll be right back, Zola. Come on down here, Floyd. Right here, Floyd. Floyd Stiles Day is just about over. Floyd, did you have a good time?
Wonderful.
Good. I want to take a minute here to fondly thank everybody who helped make Floyd Stiles the overwhelming success that it was, and looks like now it's going to be an annual event. Monday, Floyd, I wish you could be here for that show. Mary Tyler Moore will be in our studio. Also, cartoonist Arnold Roth will be making a bad phone call, and we're going to visit New York City's newest recreational attraction, Gangland. That'll be Monday. Floyd, I want to introduce you to I want to introduce you to some folks here on the streets of New York City. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a minute? Hi. I want you to meet Floyd Stiles from Collins, Missouri.
How you doing?
What's your name?
Eugene Fleming.
Eugene, nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. Floyd Stiles, what's your name?
Harry Smith.
Very nice to see you. And we're going to go up 6th Avenue here, Floyd. Excuse me, just a minute, sir. Would you like to meet Floyd Stiles?
Floyd Stiles. Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Hunsick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hunsick. Excuse me, sir. Did you get a chance to meet Floyd Stiles?
No, I haven't.
This is Floyd Stiles from Collins, Missouri.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Excuse me, it's Floyd Stiles. Can you say hello to Floyd?
Floyd. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. New York is very friendly, Floyd. There's someone with your shirt on. It's all over the city. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you have a second just to say hello to Floyd Stiles from Missouri?
How do you do, Floyd? Nice to see you.
What is your name, ma'am?
My name is Doris.
Doris, thank you very much. You on your way to work?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. That's pretty exciting. Excuse me, ma'am. Did you get a chance to say hello to Floyd Stiles?
No, I didn't.
This is Floyd Stiles. What is your name?
Helen Koch.
Ellen, how are you?
Fine,
Nice
thank
to
you.
see you. Thank you very much. Pardon me, ma'am. Do you have a second here to say hello to Floyd Stiles?
How are you?
What is your name?
Lori Artis.
All right, this is Floyd Stiles from Collins, Missouri.
Uh-huh. What are you doing here?
Well, today
Uh-huh. And how long you gonna be here?
weekend.
Just a weekend. Okay, nice
Thank you
to
very
meet
much, Gloria. People are very friendly here, Floyd. Excuse me, do you have a chance to say hello to Floyd Stiles yet?
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Hi. What is your name?
My name's Frank Zimmerman.
Thank you very much, Frank. We'll have a day for you one time. Excuse me, this is Floyd Stiles. What is your name?
David Hummel.
David, thank you very much for stopping by. Nice to meet you. It's an exciting morning here on the streets of New York City, isn't it, Floyd? We're headed now to the Radio City Music Hall. There's a couple of gentlemen. Can you wave hello to Floyd Stiles, please? Thank you very much. Here's a man. How do you do, sir? What is your name? Yes, and proud of it, isn't he? Okay, we're back. No, everybody wants part. Now, this is, hi. Do you have a chance to say hello to Floyd?
Floyd? Who's Floyd? Morning.
Thank you very much. What is your name, ma'am?
Kathleen.
Hello, Kathleen. Hi, excuse me, sir. Did you have a chance to say hello to Floyd Stiles? It's Floyd Stiles Day.
No, I didn't. Otis
Floyd
Anderson.
Stiles
How do you
right
do?
here.
How do you do?
What is your name?
I'm Otis Anderson.
Otis, pleasure to see you. Thank you for taking a minute to say hello to Floyd. Well, let's see. Hi, this is Floyd Stiles. Did you have a second to say hello?
Nice to meet you, Floyd. How are you?
What is your name?
I'm Alice.
Alice, nice. It was nice of you to stop on your way
Nice to meet you, David. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Good luck.
Excuse me, ladies. Could you say hello to Floyd Stiles, please?
Hi there.
You know, today is Floyd Stiles Day in New York.
Excuse me?
They say today is Floyd Stiles Day in New York.
That's very
Yeah?
nice.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much, ladies. Bye-bye. Yes, this is Floyd Stiles. What is your name, sir?
Rudolph Grant.
Rudolph, nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
I work for Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo, where you going now, Rick?
Now, who's that guy? That's Les Garland.
Unbelievable.
Les, come out here and say hi, Les. Les? That's Les Garland.
Oh, that's all right. Nice to see you.
From MTV, Les Garland.
Beat it, Les. Beat it. One of those cable weasels, ladies and gentlemen.
David Lee
for sale,
Roth.
by the way. Did you know that?
Grace
It's for sale.
Jones.
Get your money first. It's for sale.
MTV, they sold
They
it.
sell it? Gone. Yeah, gone. We moved it.
The
Easy.
Cars. Chrissy Hind, is that how you pronounce her name?
Okay. All right, as Eddie
What is it?
continues
Don
this list,
Henley?
we'll fade out slowly.
Julian Lennon, Morris Day, Quincy Jones, Herbie Hancock, and Glenn Fry.
Good enough. Eddie, nice to see you again. Good luck to you. Have a nice fall. We'll be right back, folks.